As I mentioned at the outset, and I know many of you, not all of you, but I'm Melinda Treadwell. I'm the president here at Keene State College, and I'm thrilled. And I just want to thank all of you. This is really an opportunity to bring our SPDI partners together to talk with us a bit about where we are and where we hope to go, and to hear from all of you during the next few moments that we have together. So really, you are the valuable partner group. Many of you have been in past focus groups with Dr. Lisa Hicks and myself, our other faculty member here in our SPDI program who have joined. But the Sustainable Product Design and Innovation major at Keene State has, since its inception, been an inspiring place where we think about the current and future opportunities when we consider precision manufacturing needs in our region, but also creating an academic program that thinks beyond the current moment. And so when we think about the design of that curriculum, which I had the privilege of being a part of as a department colleague with Lisa Hicks many years ago when that was developed, and watched with great support for Lisa with her vision, and that she and Rick Foley were bringing in our early days of considering what it would mean to consider cradle to grave impacts of precision manufacturing and product design, and how we could, with our partners, create a different type of curriculum. And we've done that with you and with others before you at your companies. And I'm very proud of this example within our curriculum. So the work we've done historically to change our curriculum with the insight of our partners from the business community has come forward clearly in the SPDI program. And as we think forward, we see even more need and opportunity for that here at Keene State. So thank you. For those of you who are newer members of our thought teams around the product design major or the needs for your places of employment for talent, thank you for being a part of this history at Keene State, and for being here today with us as we think about the current moment and what's next for us as a campus. So as we chart our future, I have been in the presidency here at Keene State since August of 2017. That's when I came back. But my history stretches back to my undergraduate years in the late 80s as a student here at Keene State. And I love this college, and I know that our role as the public liberal arts college in our state is essential. And we know we graduate employable students, and we're thrilled to do so. And the SPDI program is just one such example. So before we dive in any detail, let me tell you a little bit about the team that's here with me, and maybe folks can wave. As I just mentioned, members of our team who are here with us. And then again, as we get to discussions and direction for the future, as each of us speak, if you could just introduce yourself and the organization you're with. But we have Dr. Lisa Hicks, Dr. Habib, and Dr. Nelson, all from our SPDI program. So Hicks, Habib, and Nelson. And I remember in my first meeting with Dr. Habib, his organ rapid prototyping was something that fit perfectly in with our initiatives around biomedical research for the University System of New Hampshire. And this idea that we're creating human tissue in our product design major. If someone had told me that would be happening when Lisa was proposing the curriculum, I would have never imagined it. So those are our faculty colleagues, brilliance, and all of them bringing really new insights to join Lisa in this program and lead us forward. Veronica Rosa, our vice president for advancement and our constituency relation work here at the college. Veronica is one of my very close colleagues at the cabinet level, and she has just been a remarkable thought partner about how we think of our current and future comprehensive campaign efforts, our efforts to position this college for a much stronger future with regard to philanthropic work and the development of programs that will serve the needs of our partners and employers. And Marilyn Shriver, who leads our major gifts work, and many of you know Marilyn or have been in touch with her. These are really the strong members of the group who are here today to talk about not only our academic program, but our efforts to connect with you and deepen those partnership pathways. And also joining us today, Victoria Jones, who's our campaign counsel, and she's helping us over the past 2 years, really. Hello, Victoria, nice to see you. We are moving into a comprehensive campaign at Keene State, and that's part of what we hope to share with you today so that you can see where this college is headed as we think about the future needs for the region. So let me talk a little bit, and then we're going to move into directions for the future and hopefully a really good conversation with all of you. What we know at Keene State College, and what I believe and hope all of you know as well, is that our college attracts high performing and high promise students. So we've really been working over the past 3 years to focus on our demographic and who we attract and can retain at Keene State, and who are the employees you wish to draw to your companies. We know we have a highly motivated student population. 42% on average of our students, like me, are the first in their families to go to college. They are the employees who you will attract, who will hope to stay in this area and launch their career, and to be a part of a community, because they care very much as a block at making a difference in their communities. They are new to college. They're new to what the openings of a college credential may mean for them. And they're looking for opportunities to launch themselves. And we hope increasingly they'll find those places with your companies. They need, and we hope to build better pathways for those careers, those needs that we have. And some of you know through work with me in the past, but over the 3 years that I've been back, I recognize very clearly Keene State cannot build everything alone, that we must rely on our partners, our corporate partners, our community college system partners, and our university system partners to create pathways and opportunities for our students to successfully complete and also move. And our campus and SPDI is a perfect exemplar of students who are ready to be leaders. They're not specifically narrowly trained in the engineering field, but they're critical thinkers. They can apply multidisciplinary lenses to the challenges you face. And we expect when they graduate and come to you, they'll be successful and part of your next leadership cohort. And that's something we care deeply about. And another area of critical focus for us as we think about defining characteristics of Keene State and what the future will look like is we're making significant investment along with the city of Keene and many employers in the city to think about the diversification of our population. The fact that in the coming decade, we will see growth in typically underrepresented students, not only first in their family, but students from traditionally underrepresented groups that aren't often, students of color that aren't often seen as identifying college as an important next step. They tend college at lower percentages. And we are working very hard to make sure our college and our community is ready to welcome and advance an increasingly diverse population. So this has been a big part of our work over the past 3 years and areas of investment for the future. We've worked with our business partners 3 years ago through a survey that many of you may have participated in. And what we hoped to do through that survey was refine our curriculum, and working with Lisa and the team she's beginning to assemble, make sure that our SPDI program is ready to deliver on the needs that you see for your places of employment. And in that time, over the last 3 years, we've added the Bachelor's of Science, not only in Sustainable Product Design and Innovation, as I mentioned many years ago, but we've added micro-credentials in optics and precision manufacturing, as well as I mentioned, biofabrication with Dr. Habib's addition to the faculty. We're working on automation apprenticeship offerings, and much of that is with partners like you. And we're developing new courses in this is a good one, mechatronics. Thank you, Lisa, for not laughing at me. Mechatronics and automation, as well as, again, biofabrication as a big area of university system investment. And so as we look to the future, we will need your help. What I know for collegiate credentialing is colleges and universities often develop what we think is needed, and we open ourselves to those who will come to us. We have to work with you. We need to know, and the SPDI program is an exemplar of this on our campus, what are the needs of the employers of our region and of our country, and how do we adapt to those needs and refresh and constantly improve our curriculum? And we need to do that with you. So practical experiences that can be offered in your places of employment, understanding from you what you see in the interns or apprentices that you bring to your places of employment, or the grads that you hire. What are you seeing as strengths, as potential areas for improvement, or areas where you see deficit in the preparation that Keene State's offering? We need to continue to hear from you and work with you to improve our programs. One of the key things that I'm hoping today's conversation will focus in on are some clear areas of investment for this college. One, employment pipelining. As a public institution, we must be serving the workforce and social needs of our region. The business and industry sector is a place we've been keenly focused on, and certainly precision manufacturing among all of our business opportunities is an area we want to deliver and be a partner with you to make sure that the talent graduating from Keene State stays in this region as part of the future workforce. So pipelines with you, ways for your current workforce to be upskilled through our micro-credential pathways, ways for us to open up and create increasingly flexible opportunities to meet your business needs is something we'd like to have more specific conversation with you about. We've launched a career and technical ed acceleration program. SPDI's been a beneficiary of this, but with every career and technical ed program in New Hampshire, most of the programs in Massachusetts, and we're now in Vermont and Maine. So Keene State has opened the door to the career and technical ed acceleration. We'd like to do more in that type of area, thinking about summer school programs like our GoSTEM program and expanding upon that, building bridge programs to your places of employment, but also making sure that Keene State is there with our traditional undergraduates and with workforce needs that you see where Keene State might be part of the education solution, or that our partners, our relationship with the community college, with the university system, or with others might help you meet the upskilling or workforce changes that you see at your places of opportunity. I've already mentioned our diversity investment. Diversity, equity, and inclusion will be important for our institution as we move forward, but we know it's going to be important, and we're hearing from you. You need help in this area as well, drawing the workforce of the future. And so we want to work with you to find out ways to attract those traditionally underrepresented students, help them complete, help them know about your places of employment, and connect them with you early in their career so that you hopefully can attract them into permanent employment at graduation. We do expect this group to grow by 8% over the next 10 years in the Northeast region. And so we think that's an employment base for you. And through partnership with you, we hope we can help diversify your workforce as well as our student body. We are a public institution, and so we're not only committed to the things I've described, but ultimately serving the needs of this region. So I've been working with the mayor, discussing ways for us to support broadband access, to leverage some of our resources to meet the needs of employers and the municipality. I'm interested to hear more from you about how our college can help you, not only from employment and upskilling supports, but what else can this college do that you see as a positive move as part of our public mission and as members of this community with you. And then the last thing really is for us to talk a little bit about this comprehensive campaign. Not that we're asking you for financial contributions now, but that we give you a sense of where our comprehensive campaign is going and why this is the time for Keene State to announce this. We have been in the process of restructuring for the past 3 years. We are completed or nearly completed. We will be by the fall semester start. And so as we look to the next areas of growth for Keene State, Veronica and her team, working with Victoria, have put together an aggressive and I think really exciting opportunity for me and the leadership and our faculty and our partners to move this college forward. And there are a few key areas that we're focused in on. And what I'm going to do is mention them and then offer an opportunity for Veronica and her team to discuss more with you of where this campaign will go. But we're focused on scholarships. That's been a priority focus since I've come back, because increasingly undergraduate students are experiencing higher financial need. And so scholarship support for our students helps ensure that those particularly underrepresented and first in their family to go to college students see the value, and we can help curb the cost. And so scholarship campaign has been a commitment and will continue to be a commitment in our comprehensive campaign. We are increasingly hoping to work on mentored faculty experiences and mentored partnership experiences around internships, apprenticeships, those opportunities to make our curriculum come to life here on our campus and through placements with our partners. So through our comprehensive campaign, we hope to open more pathways to your places of employment and to get you the talent that you hope will make a difference in your future and that we hope we can deliver on for you. We also are needing increasing, and this is something Lisa and her team have done really well with many of you, exploratory research, ways for us to help solve design challenges that you're having at your places of employment, ways for you to help us think about the technology of the future and the ways to make our curriculum constantly be refreshed. And we're working heavily in our comprehensive campaign on faculty recruitment, drawing the talent for tomorrow now to Keene State and to our local region. So that's a lot of me trying to frame for you where we are and where we hope to go. I'm going to let Veronica kind of end the formal presentation, giving you a little more detail on where she and her team are. And then we hope that we can move into some questions and conversation with you, with Lisa, the faculty, and with all of you about what you hope for Keene State. And this is an open feedback session, so I look forward to hearing from you in that. But Veronica, I wonder if you could share a little bit of greater depth about what's coming with regard to the comprehensive campaign and how we're going to lean on our partners for talents, insight, and thinking about how to be successful as we try to achieve those goals.
Perfect. Excellent. Thank you, Dr. Treadwell. We appreciate your time today, and I'm really excited that Marilyn is with us. She's such an asset to our team, and that Victoria Jones, our campaign counsel, is able to be here. And we're also very grateful to the SPDI staff. We've had a lot of conversations with them lately and a lot of really creative, innovative talk. So it's really a pleasure to be here with all of you today. What we're really looking at is a multi-year campaign, and we're anticipating that it will be a $25 million comprehensive campaign over the next 5 years. We're hoping to start at some point in FY22, so likely in January. And the stage that we're at now is really information gathering. It's incredibly important to us, as Dr. Treadwell shared, that we get it right. And the components of the campaign always have our students at the center, but are also looking at our broader partnerships with all of you. So what we're hoping at this point in time, that you would share some of your insights and your thoughts based on what Dr. Treadwell shared in regards to the components of the campaign, some of our immediate needs in terms of scholarships, apprenticeships, opportunities for partnerships, what you're looking for in our students and needs to meet your industry. So we were hoping to have an open-ended conversation with you. We'd like it if, as I'm going to ask a couple questions and ask for your feedback. And as you share, please just share your name and the company that you're with, so we can all have an understanding of who's represented here today. So the first question that we wanted to ask you to provide some feedback on to help us get the campaign components really accurate and right is, when you think of some of the things that Dr. Treadwell shared about supporting our students, do any of those areas really resonate with you and your company? What are some of the needs that you might have that would make you want to work with our students or even hire them?
I know Zoom is hard, so we're trying to watch to see if anyone wants to speak up. But the goal really here is for us to get some sense of, what are you seeing in our grads? What are you excited about? And what would you like us to be thinking about? And then we'll tailor our work and the work of our faculty. And we do have the faculty and staff here to kind of hear live with you and be a part of this.
Yeah, I guess I'll say something, Dr. Treadwell. My name is Matt Hennigan. I work over at Pressatech.
Hi, Matt. Thank you for
Good afternoon.
all the generosity. Good to see you.
Yeah, and as you know, we've put one of our diamond turning machines over at the college a few months ago. And the thing that I've seen, I've lived here in town for about 6 years now and worked at Pressatech for the same amount. And I would say the biggest challenge, or the reason why we're all in right now for being able to have the assist to Keene State, is all of us on this call want to grow our businesses, and we also want to stay here as well. And one of the biggest challenges that we have is finding that workforce, right? So even, it's not just here specifically on the western side of the state, but I've been going to Governor Sununu's, manufacturing readiness every single year out in Concord. And that's generally the resounding comment for every single employer in the state of New Hampshire is finding that workforce. And whether they're, an engineer, in the background, for us, we don't have to have the hardcore, BS EE or mechanical engineer, but, have that aptitude to be able to support, business, the high precision type of machining and other companies that are all on this call right now, to be able to have, that entry level individual at least has some semblance or baseline of what they want to do for a career, and hopefully migrate into, my business or Markham's or somebody else's, and give them that opportunity and stay here in the greater area, in the greater region. So I would say for our investment, and we put a $300,000 and some $1,000 machine over at the college to be able to kickstart, the optics manufacturing. And I know if we weren't able to do that, at the end result, we were kind of looking out for, what my business needs and requirements are, but we need to put that level of investment in order to have the faculty be able to go and demonstrate to, kids that are 18, 20, 21, what that opportunity and potential is for future job opportunities with that type of degree. So I would, for my end is, that investment it's going to go both ways. It cannot just be just the college going in a vacuum to find out who they're going out with their students, but it's what's the workforce in this area in a rural part of New Hampshire, because everybody on this call, we need that people coming in and backfilling the open positions that we have.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. And I think one of the things I'll just reflect back is, as I talked with colleagues at More Nanotech and Markham and Smith and all of the other companies, as we tried to lean in on some of the optics as an area of focus, was the clear need. And I think you've really expressed it well. It's helping us make sure that we're state of the art with regard to what some of the needs and industry skill sets are. And as we think about machine learning and some of the other skills, I think there are interdisciplinary opportunities we need to develop. The one question I have is, it is a challenge to think about pathways. And I do think, I wonder what the appetite would be as you're trying to draw an employment group. We do this in a not semi-structured way, where students can find their ways to internships, find their ways to apprenticeships, and then facilitate some level through job fairs and other approaches, talent being placed in front of employers. Do you have a sense that we could do that better, more purposefully, specifically? Because I do think about, rather than Brownian motion where things may collide, are there ways for us to actually broker that collision in some way? And I just would be interested in your reaction of whether that's a place of purposeful investment that you see value in, getting an employable population in front of you.
Yeah, I definitely do. And I would say it was a couple of years ago, I even did a full business presentation for my company to the potential graduating students that were, I think it was about 2 years ago. Yeah, just giving an overview of what precision optics and manufacturing was, and tell them the opportunities that we had in my business specifically. So if there was anything that where we could do, or the business can invest in a little bit just to show that opportunity, it'd be very beneficial, because I could tell when I was giving it to like the 20-something kids that were in the class, they had about no idea what I was talking about. And we had openings back then, and we're going to continue to have it now, just given that idea in front of them. Because for me, coming here for Precitech, I had no idea what precision optics was until I started here, but it's an opportunity. And I think being able to let those potential students know what's out there, you got to start at that point, because they generally just they'll have no idea of what it is. And there's a lot of businesses here in this area that is where their growth model. So it's not just the manufacturer between us and Nanotech, but all the companies that build diamond tools, or all the electronics manufacturers, a whole host of companies in this region that need that type of that skill set.
So maybe we do an industry.
Just don't know about it.
Yeah, and I think that's been something we've been discussing. So I think a purposeful commitment to looking at an industry sector of placement matching, a way for us to try to do that, maybe beginning an internship through employment, more purposefully, and putting some resources behind it. Len, I'm sorry, I saw your hand go up.
Yeah, I think just to strengthen on it, my name's Len Chalou. I'm the co-founder and former president and CEO of More Nanotech, retired. I'm currently sitting as the advanced manufacturing representative on the New Hampshire EPSCoR University and Industry Research Council. And just to let you know, one of the things I've been trying to push into the Research Council. They're in the process of updating their 5-year plan, and I've really pushed hard on introducing the advanced manufacturing sector to them to see if there's a way that that can get written into the 5-year updated plan, which gets federal funding and also some state funding. So we'll keep doing that. But you mentioned about getting internships and people lined up into jobs. And even before this really started, we started working with the computer science group at Keene State, and we took several of the students on an internship, and then actually hired several of the students as junior software developers out of the computer science program, which had worked out great for nanotech. And I remember the way in which we made most headway in doing that was having a direct relationship with a professor in that program. At that time, it was Elvis Foster. And having him at the shop, talking about his students, looking at what we were doing, him thinking about students that would be interested in this role and that sort of thing. And that worked out really good. And I think perhaps more direct involvement of some of the professors in the programs, for example, your optics programs and your ultra precision manufacturing programs, having a direct involvement with local manufacturers would be a really good thing to help introduce that and start that. I did a little bit of research. There are 17 companies alone in New Hampshire that participate in the advanced optics manufacturing sector. That's quite a lot of companies, and a lot of opportunities for those students coming through SPDI, specifically those ones who get the basic background training in optics and precision manufacturing.
Thank you. That is excellent. And it's really good feedback as we move forward in our planning. So I appreciate that. And I just wanted to give a thank you and a shout out to John Tomachek from Smith's Medical, because he's also created some apprenticeship programs with us. And Melinda and I were meeting with Dan Beluccio last week, and they also talked about the apprenticeship program. So everything that's being mentioned is really circling around some of the key topics that we're aware of and we know we need to expand and build upon. So your feedback is incredibly helpful. And I didn't know if Dan or John wanted to weigh in a little bit because it ties into the conversations.
Yeah, it's Dan Beluccio at Markham Image. So apprenticeship programs are really important, but I think the point of getting the professors on site to actually see all the opportunities. So if you think of what we have at Markham Image, we have 7 acres of buildings. And I think we've had some of the professors over. I think, Lisa, you actually came over and saw some of the chemical operations. That was just one room out of 100 rooms with different processes in them. So there are so many opportunities. And for me, what we're looking for in students is the ones that can problem solve, so creative problem solving. And that's why I think you're introducing the students to real life problems in industry and having them come up with solutions. One, it's a way of them seeing the industry, but also we can see, they can see what we're expecting from them if they were to come on board. Creative problem solving is an extremely important skill, because we're not going to have somebody that comes in and knows all of our jobs or all of our machines or piezo inkjet, but to understand the basics and the technology and can approach a problem systematically to solve it creatively with all the broad knowledge that they learn in the SPDI program. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, John Tomachek and Jeff Wolf here from Smith's Medical. I think we'd second what you said, Dan. Certainly the creative problem solving piece of that is huge. 4-year degree, whether it's super mechanical engineering or electrical engineering, it's all well good until you're in the field and there's different custom automation or different equipment. There's no, canned problems that you're going to encounter. So that I think is huge. One of the things I think worked well this past semester that I think we'd like to continue is we had 2 students from a competitive manufacturing course actually come to our facility, and we gave them a real life problem, right? So we have a piece of equipment that's operating below a certain threshold, right? We're not going to meet customer orders. How can we use, creative problem solving, really analytical problem solving to move us forward. And that's one of the things that I think, it's kind of that open-ended challenge, right? We have 3 months, we need to improve it by X. We don't know what the answer is, but how can we leverage design principles, mechatronics knowledge, and really approach the problem in a systematic way, using some of the industry tools to get us that next level. I don't know if Jeff, you want to expand on that?
Really, the big thing from what I'm seeing is the mechanical knowledge is great, getting them familiar with how to approach mechanical systems. That's all needed, should be in there, feel good about that. What we need more is we need them focused on and really very comfortable with the frameworks on how to approach problems. So whether you're an automotive guy and you're using an 8D problem solving method, whether you're using, whether you're of the lean school of thought and you're utilizing Ishikawa, Toyota Kata models, whatever, they need to be very familiar and able to use those tools out of the gate day one of their employment. Because they can use those tools, and while they're utilizing those tools and solving the problems, that's when they can get in and actually learn the system as a result of using the tool, also being useful to the company and the employer by solving the problem, even though they haven't had years of experience on the system.
Excellent, thank you. It's interesting. Last week, Dan also had mentioned about lean training and lean initiatives and participating in Kaizen events. And he mentioned the potential opportunities for our students to actually go into companies and participate in live Kaizen events. And I wanted to ask all of you about that as well, because it seems like an incredible opportunity, but also a need in terms of training up our students so they're workforce ready. So I wanted to ask a little bit about that as well. I see a thumbs up from John. Butch, yes, please.
Yeah, my name is Butch Locke, Strategic Operations Director at BAE Systems, and we've had a good working relationship with Keene State. I agree with everything that people have said about the portal for employers, the connection with the professors. Specifically, Lisa would give me great feedback on individuals that we were considering, the problem solving, and I think that the training and lean systems, everyone on this call is probably going to do it a little bit different, but at least they can talk the talk, recognize Hajunka, Kanban, all the nomenclature of the lean system. Also, I think what that develops is some curious thinking beyond problem solving, not with the status quo, because every business has to continually evolve. So it might be okay, it might not be a problem to solve, and that's the time where you have to create shift. So that type of tenaciousness is a characteristic we look for.
Excellent, thank you. Do other people have things that they wanted to share, gaps that they might be seeing in our programming, or our students coming out of Keene State College, needs that you're seeing in the industry that you think we need to be aware of, that our campaign could help create at Keene State College, should be a part of our campaign?
Veronica, I'm wondering if folks would talk a little bit about whether the upskilling of their current employees is an opportunity or not, by the way. I mean, as we think it is, it's important that we not be talking only to ourselves.
Excellent, thank you, Victoria. Would anyone be willing to weigh in on that, about upskilling your current workforce and what needs you might have there?
I have a comment this is John Santos, Chief Engineer for Sensors over at Timken. We've had good luck working with Lisa and had some students over here that have done a great job. I think the mentorship program that you mentioned, or apprenticeship, it would be nice to have sort of a formal system where we had a constant flow of students, maybe as part of one of the classes or something, get them over here for some mini projects. We seem to get consumed with what we're doing, and we're not as consistent working with SPDI as we, should be.
Thank you. Would others like?
Yeah, so I can comment on I'm always looking for opportunities to train the existing workforce. So we do a matrix of skills, we identify skills gaps, and whether it's advanced Excel or even intermediate Excel to bring people up to speed so they can better operate, to our maintenance team and our manufacturing engineers that might need a PLC programming class. We sent the entire planning team down to a college in Massachusetts to take material planning class. But if we could say, hey, these are the skills we're looking for to do, say, for a 3 to 5 year plan that we could get some certificates in place for, even if it was a single class or a multiple class thing, we'd be glad to have the people stay here to do those. So. And in the past, like I had discussed last week, is we were working with the New Hampshire Community Technical College and helped create that 3-class lean certificate program and ran it on site for the first 18 people that worked here. So,
Dan, I just wanted to inform you that we got like a rheometer. It is not a viscometer. I thought, okay, I should let you know that information. You know.
Thank you.
Would others like to weigh in regards to scaling up the workforce, opportunities that you might need that we could be supportive of?
So yeah, this is Keith Kowalski. I'm the business unit manager for Pressatech. And yeah, I think we'd support that need. We have a long history here of actually, people coming in on the ground floor, progressing up through the organization. It wouldn't be unusual, for example, somebody to start off in assembly, learn our basic machines, maybe move over to service, do that sometimes, and eventually go into sales and middle management. I think we have a decent amount of our current workforce who may have attended Keene State. So yeah, if those opportunities are there, I think that's great. I'll weigh in certainly on the problem solving skills. And I think a lot of, if you think about, I even think about my background, I didn't go to college right away. I held off a few years. I did something else, went back. A lot of people at that age will make career changes. And I think some people will chisel their career path in concrete, but a lot of others just won't know. And it's good for them to get some, career exposure and they may say, well, I want to go, do computer science. And then they find out they don't like that and they'd rather move into a commercial role or some, so I think that upskilling is a chance to do that, where people have gone into, their first career choice and maybe they want to move either further in that chosen career or into a different profession. And, the great thing about most of these companies, we're medium to somewhat larger said companies, and there's a lot of opportunities for different disciplines within the same company.
Excellent, thank you. We have a couple people we haven't heard from yet, and before I turn it back over to Dr. Treadwell, as we're coming up on 4:45, I didn't know if Alex or Eric or Tom Fournier had anything they wanted to add.
I'll introduce myself. I'm Tom Fournier. I'm representing Army from the USA today. I am a program manager for the Education Workforce Development Program here, and just joined the team this month. And on behalf of John Blombeck, who is unable to make it today. Really exciting to see some of the things that are going on within the industry, and it's our mission, as you know, many of you are familiar with what we do here, to create that education at multiple levels throughout not only our region, but nationally. And that's part of our charter and our attitude for a lot of those populations that we're speaking of right now, specifically in some of those underserved populations, and looking at some of those non-traditional folks and help them with their journey in education. One exciting thing to get to a little left of where we're talking about at the college level, we currently are actively executing the pilot of our biotech program at Winnicott High School, which introduces high school students to the biofabrication and biotechnology fields. And over Taylor McLeod, my partner over here in EWD, is working that 7-week program right now, which includes an industry day, includes Explorer and fabrication and a lot of the technologies, and introduces them at an early age to some of the opportunities that they may go and pursue and within this industry. So it's exciting just to give share some of that that's actively happening within our region right now. And we're also looking at a quick start cohort here soon to work on training and certifications regionally so that we can start looking at some of those opportunities and look forward to partnering with the team here moving forward. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. And Alex, Heather, or Eric, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, not at this time, thanks.
And my name is Alex Henkel, and I'm here with Heather Bell from Electronic Imaging Materials, based here in Keene since 1987. And one of the themes that I would highlight that I think has been particularly helpful for us is starting early with students. I remember attending a feedback session with President Treadwell a few years ago, and someone was expressing frustration that they weren't getting seniors referred to them for employment. And I would argue that's way too late. You know, that if you're talking about employee pipelining, I'm really excited about the new Links summer program for incoming students that we're going to be participating in to offer internships for students actually as they're first coming in as a summer program before they even start their formal academic fall career. And then, you know, one of the really productive things for us was actually getting involved with sophomore level classes and doing class projects. And some of the sophomores that I worked with 3 years ago, I've really enjoyed keeping in touch with since then. And not every one of those is going to come and work at our company, but being part of their networks has been really helpful and is something that I really enjoy, that I love cheering them on, even if they're moving on to other opportunities. Getting a sense what's important for this cohort that's moving up through has been really valuable for us.
Excellent. And thank you for participating in the Links program. It's an amazing opportunity, so we appreciate it. Did anyone have anything else they'd like to add? At this time, we're at our 4:45 mark, so I need to turn it back over to Dr. Treadwell. Excellent. Thank you. Dr. Treadwell, take it away.
Thank you so much, Veronica. And really, this is just to say thank you. We hoped that we'd get you together for a very quick conversation. It is important to us that we focus our trajectory, right? And that we hear from our partners. And it's really important for you to hear from me and from all of my colleagues who are on this Zoom meeting with us this afternoon. Thank you for welcoming us, welcoming our students, helping create those real world experiences. You have done this for us, all of you, and several who are not on this phone have been deep, meaningful partners throughout the genesis and growth of SPDI and other programs here at Keene State. So I just want to thank you for privileging some time today to sit with me and my colleagues to help us focus where we will go next in our campaign, specifically the places we will raise resources and focus our investment must be informed by the people on this call. You have to help us make sure that we're going in the right direction. And I really appreciate the insights that we've been able to gather here in the last 25 minutes or so. This is the first of probably many opportunities as we go forward we're going to come back to you with pilot ideas, deeper investment in areas you've already found great success. And I've been hearing about this idea of a portal for employers for many years. We were hoping that would be developed at the state level. And frankly, the university system put some investment behind that. But I think it works better at the local level. So we know we have some internship structures. We have great apprenticeship structures, as has already been mentioned, with John and his team and the Markham team and CNS as well. How do we expand upon those? What are the things we can do to kind of create predictability and early talent access for you? And Alex, I particularly appreciate you raising the value of right out of the gate, getting students excited about knowing what the opportunities are, because at 18, they may not, in fact, they don't. And so it's really helpful for you to show the way through your own experience and that of your company. So bottom line, thank you. and know that we appreciate and are listening carefully, and we will be focusing, and my thanks to our faculty as well, because without your work, we wouldn't be in the position where we are in this type of relationship with you. And that, I know, has been the stewardship of Lisa, her, the legacy she's carried for predecessors before her, and the team she's building around her now. All of you are part of what it means to be part of a public institution. And so thank you. So with that, I'll say thank you. Please stay cool today on this hot day that seems to refuse to rain and cool down for us. We're commencing on Saturday, 0 cases on Monday and Tuesday, which is the first time. What a great way to end our academic year. We have no recorded cases this week yet. That could change. Today was sampling, tomorrow we'll be sampling, but it is a remarkable statement about a college and a community that just proved that you could do it. And for all of you, thank you for everything that you do. Oh, Lisa, sorry, go ahead.
I just want to thank everyone for the call and also invite you to our senior SPDI, senior portfolio review that starts at 5:15. And so tune in. You should have also gotten 2 links. I think were on the email. And so the other link will be for that webinar. So please join us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Hicks. I meant to do that. So thank you so much for making sure we didn't miss that. So to everyone, thank you. Enjoy your time, and we'll see you all again. And really, I truly appreciate your feedback.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for having us.